Part A, short dialogue. Directions. In Part A, you will hear short conversations between two persons. After each conversation, you will hear a question about the conversation. The conversations and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your textbook and choose the correct answer. Question number 1.
What did you think of the final exam in algebra?
It was too easy. What does the man mean? Question number 2.
Can I help you?
I need 2 stamps and a padded mailing envelope, please. Where does this conversation probably take place? Question number 3. May I speak to Jason Daniel, please?
Nobody by that name works here.
What does the woman mean? Question number 4. Let's go to the market and get some fresh fruit.
I was there this morning, and the market scarcely had any.
What does the woman say about the market? Question number 5. I can't believe how many forms I have to fill out to apply for the scholarship.
Yes, and you should be sure to dot all the I's and cross all the T's.
What does the woman mean? Question number 6. Why was the client unhappy?
The lawyer turned down his case.
What does the woman mean? Question number 7. Here are all your phone messages.
I need to respond to these right away.
What will the woman probably do next? Question number 8.
The plumber just left.
Then the pipes have been cleared. What had the man assumed? Question number 9. Did you go to the concert last night?
Yes, it was great, and I got to hear Jane play the harp.
What does the woman mean? Question number 10.
Do you think that your friends enjoyed their trip to the Museum of Modern Art?
Sylvia doesn't care for modern art, and neither does Tim. What does the man mean? Question number 11.
Did you hear that Mary's in the hospital with a broken leg?
Let's go visit her. What does the man suggest? Question number 12.
Are you ready to accept the new position?
Nobody wants that job more than I do. What does the man mean? Question number 13.
Has the class chosen a representative?
The other students appointed Max class representative. What does the man mean? Question number 14. I'm not sure if I should take beginning or intermediate French next semester.
Neither am I.
What does the woman mean? Question number 15. Did you and Cherie go to the concert last week?
We would have attended if the tickets hadn't been too expensive.
What does the woman mean? Question number 16.
I can't imagine what happened to Adam.
I know. He said he'd be here, but the meeting's already begun. He must be lost.
I'm calling him. Maybe he can't find the room.
What do the speakers assume about Adam?
Question number 17.
I have to go out of town on a family emergency. Can you cover my speech class for me?
Sure, but I've never taught speech. I'm sure you'll tell me what to do. I hope your emergency works out okay.
Thanks. My mother's in the hospital and I need to arrange for her discharge.
What is the woman's problem?
Question number 18.
How was the turnout at the fundraising event?
Fewer people came than we had expected. It was disappointing. But we made a little money for the organization.
I'm sorry I wasn't able to attend. I intended to.
What is the man's problem?
Question number 19.
I need to have my car repaired, but I can't get around without a car.
I can give you a ride. I'll take you to drop off your car, to class, and then to pick it up. If it needs to be done, let's just do it.
Thanks a lot. That's really nice of you. I'll call now for an appointment.
What is the man probably going to do?
Question number 20.
How did you do on the exam?
Not great. I should have studied last night, but I was too tired.
I'm sure you did fine anyway.
What is the man's problem?
Question number 21.
Did you have the interview with the computer company? How did it go?
It couldn't have gone better. But they haven't contacted me yet.
That's great. Good luck.
What does the man say about the job interview?
Question number 22.
I thought you were going to fly to Seattle today. What happened?
I had planned to, but I couldn't find anybody to work for me.
What does the woman mean?
Question number 23.
Didn't Brenda choose the textbook for the class she's teaching?
No, the teacher who originally was going to teach the course chose it. Brenda doesn't care for it, but it's not possible to change it.
I'm sure that's annoying.
What does the woman mean?
Question number 24.
Ms. Murphy is a great instructor, isn't she?
A great instructor, yes. A good writer, not really. And that could cause some problems getting tenure.
Is that old idea of publish or perish still around? Many times the best teachers are not the best writers.
What do the speakers imply about Ms. Murphy?
Question number 25.
I heard that Scott turned down the scholarship to study in France.
He may still go, but he has to resolve a few things first.
He would lose a great opportunity.
What did the man assume about Scott?
Question number 26.
You bought a new house recently, didn't you?
I would have, but I couldn't get the financing I needed.
Something better will come along.
What does the man mean?
Question number 27.
I heard that Jim isn't going to his family's beach house this weekend after all.
Right. He and his sister are having a problem because she says he uses it more often than she does.
Family disputes are no fun.
What does the woman say about Jim?
Question number 28.
No sooner had I sat down than the baby started whimpering again.
Next time, I'll take care of her. You need to relax a while.
What is the woman's problem?
Question number 29.
I hadn't realized that you were going to stay here after the semester.
I wasn't, but I got hired to do some work for the admissions office.
That's great.
What had the man assumed about the woman?
Question number 30.
I heard there was a fire at Susan's house. That must be devastating.
Not only that, her father started it by smoking in bed, and he's in real bad shape.
That's a shame. I hope he gets better.
What does the man imply?
Part B, longer conversation. Directions. In this part of the test, you will hear longer conversations. After each conversation, you will hear several questions. The conversations and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your test book and choose the correct answer. Questions 31 through 35 are based on the following conversation. Listen to a conversation between 2 classmates.
Did you read the article the professor assigned for tomorrow's class? It was really interesting.
No, not yet. What was it about?
It was about pollution, specifically one kind of pollution called acid rain.
Why is it called acid rain?
It's called acid rain because the rain or some other kind of precipitation has been polluted with acid.
Where does the acid come from?
From cars or factories, anything that burns coal or oil. These are made up mostly of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides, which react with water vapor to form sulfuric acid or nitric acid.
You mean that when coal or oil is burned, acid gets formed, and when it rains or snows, the acids fall back on Earth?
Exactly. That's why it's so dangerous. Acid rain has been falling over areas of Northern America and Northern Europe, and if this isn't checked, the effect on the water supply and plant and animal life could be disastrous.
This is something important. I really need to read that article. Question number 31. What is the topic of this conversation? Question number 32. What energy sources cause acid rain? Question number 33. How is sulfuric acid formed? Question 34. According to the man, where is acid rain a problem? Question 35. What action does the woman think she should take next? Questions 36 through 40 are based on the following conversation.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pennington. You are in my, American History 201 class, right? How can I help you today?
It's about the term paper. I know it's due next Monday, but I was hoping. I don't think I can get it done by then. Could I please turn it in by the end of next week instead? I have a really good excuse.
Oh, I'm sure you do. I have been teaching 33 years. Do you know how many excuses I've heard? My dog ate my paper. My roommate had a party so I couldn't concentrate. I have 7 papers due on the same day. I went home to see my parents and my car broke down. My favorite was a student who told me that she, quote unquote, forgot all about her term paper until the day before it was due. It's amazing she remembered to come to class.
I didn't forget, sir. I've been working on the paper, really. Here, I brought my outline and a rough draft. It's just that, well, a lot of things have been going on in my life, and I'm having trouble imagining things.
I see. You know, I assigned that paper 4 weeks ago, and I've been reminding students about it in each class. So, tell me your story. What's happening in your life?
First, about 2 weeks ago, my roommate found out that his mother is real sick. She has breast cancer. So, he's been really upset and I went home with him for a couple days to see his mom. That caused me to miss biology lab. And I have a huge biology final coming up on Tuesday that I really need to study for this weekend. Then I got the flu last week and missed a day of class. I tried to work on your paper that day, but I really felt horrible.
Okay, I can understand that. I'm glad that you're, helping your roommate through a tough time. That's more important than schoolwork. But all this seems to have happened recently. What about the 2 weeks after I first assigned the term paper?
I guess I didn't use that time very well. I kind of put off getting started on it.
Yes, you did. You know, if I had $1 for every time I heard a student say that...
I'm sorry, Professor Dalton. I've learned my lesson. If I had spent just a little bit of time each week on the paper, I could have had it done on time. I know now that I need to plan for unexpected things.
You seem like a bright, conscientious young man. Your first name's Jack, isn't it? When I was a young student, an upperclassman gave me some advice that I've never forgotten. He said, "You're going to find yourself with a lot of small gaps during school days, 15 minutes or half an hour. What you do during those gaps will make a big difference in how successful you are."
Wow, that's great advice.
Yeah, I thought so. And I still do. So I'll tell you what. You can turn your paper in no later than 9 a.m. on Friday, right here on my office desk. In exchange for this favor, I want you to pass that advice on to all your friends and dorm mates.
Thank you, Professor Dalton. You bet I will.
As long as you're here, let me take a peek at your outline and rough draft. Do you have any questions about the paper that I can help you with?
Question 36. Why does the student visit the professor? Question 37. According to the student, what problem does his roommate have? Question 38. What does the professor mean when he says this? Oh, I'm sure you do. Question 39. What is the professor's attitude toward the student? Question 40. According to the conversation, indicate which statement is not said. Part C, Long Talk. Directions. In this part of the test, you will hear 2 long talks, and you will hear some questions. The talks and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your test book and choose the correct answer. Questions 41 through 44.
Listen to the following talk about Stephen Crane.
Today, we continue our discussion of 19th century authors. Stephen Crane had the great fortune to write 2 extremely important works before reaching the age of 22. He lived only until age 28, but is as well known and well respected as many more prolific authors, with many more years of experience. Crane is known for his ability to combine realism and symbolism in a unique manner. But it has been said that he wasted his genius by living hard, trying to pack his life with experiences, including too many unhealthy ones. He seemed to believe that he had to experience what he wrote about firsthand. He risked his life by placing himself among bandits in Mexico, artillery fire in Cuba and Greece, and a shipwreck off the coast of Florida. He described himself as lazy, indicating that he wrote only when he had to. He was driven to write, he said. When the muse hit him, he would rapidly write an entire story or a fragment that he would use with something else in the future. For example, he wrote a story about a sea voyage before he experienced the shipwreck. The story wasn't published at the time because no magazine would take it. But the realistic story, entitled The Open Boat, which was written about the shipwreck he actually experienced, was considered a masterpiece, and the actual facts were interspersed with brilliant symbolism. Crane wrote The Open Boat to describe his experience after the shipwreck. The realistic account relives the 30-hour search for shore in a 10-foot dinghy after the wreck. The book begins with the sentence, "None of them knew the color of the sky," describing the point of view of the 4 men in the boat. The jerky, short sentence structure helped describe the feelings of the men in the boat. Crane's novel, The Red Badge of Courage, was a bestseller in the U.S. and England and gave him immediate fame. While The Open Boat is a factual account, The Red Badge of Courage is fiction. Critics were shocked to learn that Crane was born after the war about which he wrote, because the description is so realistic. Crane also wrote a series of stories called The Bowery Tales, consisting of Maggie, a girl of the streets, and other stories. It is a realistic account of poor people living in misery. The short stories that you'll read begin with The Bowery Tales and end with The Open Boat. Look for symbolism and realism as well as parallels among the works. We will discuss them in more detail in future classes.
Question 41.
According to the speaker, which of the following is true about Stephen Crane?
Question 42.
What does the speaker imply that Crane did?
Question 43.
According to the speaker, how did Crane write?
Question 44.
How does the speaker contrast The Open Boat and The Red Badge of Courage?
Question number 45 through 50.
Listen to the following talk about termites.
These are termites, cellulose-eating social insects in the order Isoptera. Sometimes they're referred to as white ants, but they're actually not closely related to ants, which are grouped with bees and wasps in a different order of insects. The social system of termites is very similar to that of ants, but the termite's social structure has evolved independently. There are about 1,900 species of termites found in many areas of the world, but most commonly in tropical rainforests. Besides the termites that occur naturally in a given area, many species have been transported inadvertently by man from their native habitats to new parts of the world. They are transported in wooden articles such as shipping crates, boat timbers, lumber, and furniture. Dry wood termites live in small colonies in wood and tolerate long periods of dryness, and thus can survive for a long time in seasoned wood and furniture. Termites are actually important to the ecology because they help convert plant cellulose into substances that can be recycled into the ecosystem to support new growth. But termites are also very destructive because they feed upon and damage wooden objects and crops. Termites that are transported from other areas are even more dangerous because they're not as able to eat the trees that grow in their new environment. Therefore, they live in and eat man-made wooden structures and crops. To treat a termite problem, it's important to understand whether the termite is a subterranean or a wood-dwelling species, because treatment methods differ. Subterranean termites depend on contact with moisture in the soil and generally reach the wood in man-made structures through contact with the ground. The ground below the foundations of new homes is frequently pre-treated with an insecticide to prevent entry by these termites. Regular application of the insecticide by injecting it into the soil is helpful. It is also beneficial to use pressure-treated wood, treated concrete foundation blocks, and reinforced concrete foundations. In addition, preventing contact of the wood with the ground and avoiding cracks or other means of entry is important. Dry wood termites, on the other hand, nest in the wood and eat it. They are difficult to control because they enter the wood from the air. Some protection can be achieved by using chemically treated wood in building construction, as well as carefully painting and sealing cracks. Once infestation has occurred, tent fumigation is generally necessary to eradicate the pests. However, sometimes it is useful to pour insecticides into small holes drilled into areas of infested wood.
Question number 45.
What does the speaker say about the similarity of termites to ants?
Question number 46.
According to the speaker, which types of termites are the most destructive to man-made structures?
Question number 47.
Which of the following items does the author imply that termites will not be transported in?
Question 48.
Which of the following would the speaker probably say?
Question 49.
According to the speaker, in what way are subterranean termites distinct from dry wood termites?
Question 50.
The speaker implies that dry wood termites are most effectively treated using what method?
This is the end of Section 1, Listening Comprehension. Stop work on Section 1. This is a reminder. At the end of the test, the supervisor will collect all of the test books. You may not leave until all of the test books have been collected.